Power of Christ compels you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. All those wonderful things, all of my beautiful dears. Hello, Rena, KK, Lewis, Andrea, Ladonage. Let me do some refreshments. Let's go to the lobby. Let's go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. It's good to see you. Happy holidays. I mean, it's from the core of my being. Let me do a couple of adjustments real quick. It's good to see you. I'm going to check a couple of more things. I think that ought to do it. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about fearless center of light roar. Have you found your inner roar? Hello, Sue Lindsay, Trisha, Rena. Bob says, bruh, I got to get away from that word. It's wearing out its welcome. Tonight is center of light roar. Have you found your inner roar? That feeling of taking on the world. Have you found that yet? I'm still researching, discovering mine. Center of light, fearless. What is fearless? Oh my God, it's so delicious. I have areas of my life that I'm not as fearless as I could be, should be, would be, if I did the work in those particular areas. But overall, for the most part, I am fearless. I have a loud bang with this little bitty frame of a body. And I'm just a reference for you. I'm making a reference because I'm tiny. That's not it at all. Because we're all huge at our core. How are you doing from where you are to the core? What is all the gray area in between? How are you feeling? Do you feel connected? Do you feel somewhat disconnected? What is the dominant word that comes through first? I'm connected, but I feel somewhat disconnected, or I'm disconnected trying to find my way. It doesn't require a response. Just ask that of yourself. Don't expect an answer. That's the brain mental cancer, if you will. Asking the question in and of itself is enough. In fact, there is nothing else. Because it's an infinite game. Infinite Christmas presents game. Guess who Santa Claus is? It's you. And you are the elf. We often feel like we've been put on the shelf, but are you fearless? What are your fears? I'll tell you, I'll confess. I went to a friend of mine's house a couple of weeks ago for him to fix something on my car. And he's a guitar player, good guitar player. Scott, I'm calling you out. He is a gunslinging guitar player. He was gonna fix something on my car. And I asked him about his music equipment. He said, you wanna see it? I said, sure, I'd love to see your music equipment. And I opened the door and this big old freaking pit bull the size of a bear came barreling out the house. Well, you don't have to necessarily have a fear of dogs to not respect a pit bull, but I do. So it was amplified. Does it make me want to be so fearless that I'm going to walk into the proximity of an unconscious pit bull? I'm crazy, but I ain't a fool. Just because you don't have a fear of snakes doesn't mean you want to go handle rattlesnakes in North Carolina or North Alabama and be in a Pentecostal church and handle rattlesnakes. There's a difference between being crazy and a fool. Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah. New Year's. Whatever it means to you. I read Facebook post yesterday. They're trying to take Christmas away from us. Oh, I get it. The Christmas that I live in, look forward to every year, can never be taken away. And I'm thinking, if it can be, then said person is not following the way. Christmas is not about Jesus. It is, but it's not about Jesus. It's about that warm, fuzzy feeling we all feel inside. I love Christmas season. I love it for the Jesus aspect of it. Of course, we all do. And all of its implications for every nation's and all the beautiful holiday sensations we feel as to why we all feel warm and fuzzy during this holiday season. As soon as January 2nd comes around, I'm done with the cold. I love it all the way through January 1st. Speaking of January 1st, it's coming. What does that mean? I don't know what it means, but I can tell you how metaphysically it all happens and plays itself out. How is that? I thought you'd never ask. 2 years ago, I said, tomorrow your life is going to change. I'm not trying to be prophetic here. I know how energy plays itself out. Your life is going to change. Come March, all of our lives changed. Well, likewise, 2022, 2022. Add them all together, it's 6. The ability to overcome difficulty. Well, we have to go into difficulty to understand how to overcome it, to where the numerical symbol of 6 has any relevance whatsoever. So it's It's coming. That being said, we need to go into fearlessness. So 2022, you have millions, billions, in fact, the entire planet, of anyone who has any concept of the Gregorian, I don't know how to pronounce it. My son corrected me on it. Calendar. That tomorrow, meaning New Year's Eve, tomorrow meaning New Year's Day, at midnight. We all believe it's going to be at midnight. And because we all believe it, at midnight, the thing happens. What is the thing? That everyone believes is going to happen, is going to happen. And it begins to exponentiate itself to self-fulfilling prophecy. Well, because we are all prophets, what will we profit from it? That depends on each person who's truly willing to receive the gift or feel left out. No one bought you anything. Maybe because when we expect someone to buy us something, we've sold our soul. Metaphorically. You can never sell your soul. Not only does your soul belong to God, your soul is God. So your soul is, it can't be bought. Now your mind can gain some attachments and some beliefs and some dogma. Tonight is Center of Light, roar. Are you feeling fearless? Are you a fearless one? Are you a lion heart? Are you a lion heart? What is a lion heart that has no fear whatsoever? What if you can carry this fire, this lion in your heart? Not only when your children may be threatened. In fact, you don't even have to think about it. If you have children or loved ones who are in a situation, potentially, the mama bear, the papa bear steps up and says, I'm not even thinking about the consequences of my actions. You should be thinking that very thing yourself. Kind of fearlessness. Are you living this every day, every life? So, hello KK, hello Elaine. Happy holidays to you all. When you live from this perspective of, there are stories, many stories, that a car fell on someone's child, a mom, small frame of a mother, and she picked up this car. That's fearlessness. The answer no does not exist at all. It can't. In fact, it doesn't even come up as a possibility. I'm going to lift this car, and it's not like, well, do you actually think you can? That doesn't exist. Though these may seem like two different ideas, it falls under fearlessness. And when we become imbued with the power of love, which fear does not exist, it's all possible. That is what Christmas actually is. It's us. We are the Christ Mass. The ones that have all the power. And right now, this second, this minute, during this hour, it is Center of Light support. It's how I'm able to do what I'm able to do. Midnight tonight is my birthday, my happy incarnation day reminder. But also, there's an alignment that is happening with the galaxy called, what a strange word, spelling, Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus. It's strange. But this happens to do with the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. I'm just happy and moving into the zodiac sign of my fire. I did some research today as to why this galaxy, this constellation made sense. There's an alignment happening. Very soon on Center of Light Radio, I'm going to have Laura Eisenhower, which is the granddaughter of President Eisenhower. She's going to be speaking about the human DNA, how to awaken it. So be looking for that interview, which is going to be December 7th on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time. Support Center of Light. I'll see you shortly. Merch to Perch. Welcome back to Center of Light. Happy holidays to you. If you are interested in any of those gifts donated by Robert, I would love to send you one. Keith, I'm interested in the pendants. I'm interested in the lotus flower incense holder. And if that is the one you want, along with that comes this Nang Chapa Agarbati Satya Sai Baba incense. It smells like pine needles for Christmas. It's lovely. Also, I need 20 entries, which I am starting to fill up, for the Homecoming Crossing the Bridge Experiential Workshop. Be willing to burn in the fires of hell to live in the divine fire of light. As Jesus, we have to follow him into hell, our own trauma, to be victorious. Tonight is Center of Light. Roar. Are you living in your roar? Pride. And I don't mean one of the 7 deadly sins. Pride. I mean all that is good about the word pride. Are you moving forward in life? Did you know that the kneecap, the knee, represents pride? I'm proud of something. And with this pride, I can move forward towards something even greater. That is truly a Christmas present. Hello, all me lovelies from across the pond. Father Christmas. So tonight is Center of Light Roar. From Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, what is the difference between fearlessness Thank you, Melinda. I did get your email a while back. I have you saved. I appreciate you. What is the difference between fearlessness and love? They do shake hands, shake hearts. Fearlessness, I would say, would be the active, of love. Love is sort of laid back, juicy, sensual, just sits there. Fearlessness is all that times infinity. That we turn up the fire of God, the love in the heart, to a conflagration, not in a destructive sense, but a conflagration meaning an all-consuming fire. They're somewhat different. But the difference between love in any form and fear. My sister Andrea says, sending love and respect, reading Homecoming and digging it. Thank you, sister. So from Homecoming, Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, again, you can purchase my most recent bestseller. The link at the top of this forum to take you to Amazon to do that. You can also leave me a review while you are there. So because we are dual creatures, human beings, and we do a lot, many of us think we are human doings first, and we forgot about the human beings that we are. So let's understand both sides of the spectrum without casting and or praising the other. Well, Keith, shouldn't I outcast fear and praise love? Yeah, you can. And it works to a degree. But what you're really wanting is liberation. So what is liberation? Wouldn't love be the liberation? Well, yeah, to a degree. But it's our perception, always, of what we think actually love is. And it stops right there. And then we compare it to the contrast. Hello, Veronica. She says it's a chess game. It's exactly what it is. White, love, black, fear, right? And this is not a racial thing, so don't go there. That's not what I'm implying whatsoever. I had to say that for the butthurt ones. So Veronica says it's a chess game. Well, who's playing the chess game? Do you actually have an opponent? It seems that way. But the only opponent is ourself. We're both components. So it's about freedom. So I'm going to read you what is going to be the template for this presentation tonight. Center of light roar. Do you have that fire in the belly coming up through the heart, speaking your truth, seeing it clearly, and taking action dearly? Fearlessness, fearless. So let's look at contrast. Don't blame one and praise the other. Find yourself as the being taking in each one. Taking in each one. And when we find ourselves through this dance of Kali and Shiva, the Caduceus, hope to raise a spiritual fever from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head, which is the seat of the soul, God. So let's look at the contrast so we can find our beautiful Christmas present under the divine tree of life. Here we go. I know that it often feels like we are sandwiched between God and the devil. That galaxy I was trying to pronunciate correctly is called Ophiuchus. I had to get that out. We often feel like we're sandwiched between God and the devil. And ironically, strangely, in this way, God, the heart, is lower than the devil, which is the mind. So God and the devil, but God and the devil. Sandwiched between God and the devil. Fear contracts, love expands. This is how we gain our fearlessness. And we find our inner roar so that we can take our pride, a tribe of lions is called a pride. Lionheart, are you? Fear contracts, love expands. Fear works from outside to inside. Love from inside, the lionheart, to outside. Fear is the taker. It draws everything into itself and gives nothing. Fear takes what it can, when it can, to feed a hunger that can never be satisfied. Fear creates judgment, which creates separation. All that love does is give. It nourishes itself, yet has infinite leftovers to offer everyone and everything. Love is never hungry. Love creates acceptance, which creates unity. Love is a fountain of wealth that is endless and eternal. So it sounds like love is the way to go. Sis, bro, yo, it is a way. So Keith, you asking me to deflect and move away from love? That's not what I'm saying whatsoever. What I'm saying is the level that we are playing on, love and fear, is just that. That is still this three-dimensional experience of tangibility. That which makes sense to me because I can grab hold of it. And civility inside of me, it makes sense that I can commune with these two aspects of what I think reality actually is. Your understanding of love in this way is phenomenal, but it's not the full of the way. The way to get your Christmas presents under the Christ Mass tree of life is to realize who the being is that is experiencing what you think love actually is and what you think fear actually is. And in this way, you eradicate and erase all of the nonsensical bullshit. And then it really becomes Christmas for you. You become your own eternal, internal Santa Claus. That's the true meaning of Christmas. It's the true meaning of being fearlessness. Because I am beyond the world of duality, assuming that this is what love is. Come here, baby. You want to have some sex tonight with your sugar? These are wonderful inclusions, but we have too many exclusions. So we embrace the fear as we do the love. And then all of a sudden, the dove of the Holy Spirit begins to not only descend in you, we understand high and low, but it's this expression of absolute peace, knowing that I am the forever one beyond what I think love and what I think fear actually is. Who is this person that you can do it now? Try it right now. Okay, I'm me. So I'm me. So I have love. Think about what you think love is. To the fullest level you think it can possibly be. Just focus on the love aspect of what you think it is. God, right? Love, awareness, allowance, acceptance, appreciation, humanity, being of service, all good stuff. Fear exists simply to tell you what all that good stuff is. Hate, judgment, jealousy, insecurity, this, that, fear-mongering, all that. And so they begin to teeter-totter. And then eventually, as we expand and grow, they may start off like this. I don't know what to do with this. The better you get at the situation, until there's a flat line. In that flat line is the wholeness, meaning flat, zero. There's no movement, there's no noise, there's no talking, there's no sound. It's completely silent. And above the flat line is degrees of heaven, and below the flat line is degrees of hell. And both of those are not true either. There is no degree of heaven or no degree of hell. We use this to play with the mind so we can understand, so we can fall into the feeling capacity of who we are, which is at our essence is fearlessness. I am a child of the living light. And as my divine parent, I will one day grow up and be in the same might. Fearlessness. When we understand who walks beside us at every moment, we will never be afraid ever again. So when we understand the duality, I understand to my level of capacity of thinking, experiencing, understanding, I'm giving it my darndest, heaven and vice versa hell. We can take all of that and look at it simply, not only as individual aspects and splits from each other, put them together, rub it a little bit, kiss it, smell it, lick it, blow on it, wish it better, throw it like a penny in a wishing well when a shooting star passes by. That's all good stuff. I love it. There's something else. And if you think there is more, there has to be more. There is always more. So moreish, as they say in England over there, Father Christmas, crossed upon that. There's always more. There's always more. So that more, to move into the roar, center of light, roar, and to fearlessness, it's becoming not only invisible, but invincible. Like Tanya says, it's limitless. Limitlessness. Can you make a shift in a moment, in fact, in this moment that we're having time together? I'm having it right now. And because I'm having it, you have to be having it on some level. So beyond what we think love and fear is an experience that waits for all of us to simply just be and see. The question I pose is, who is this being that gave it its all and used every ounce of awareness and consciousness and learning and believing and inspiration to say what love is and what fear is? Who is that? Who is that freaking Christmas present? Who is that elf that's been on a shelf for far too long? Very soon I'm going to be doing my about 10th annual Christmas presentation, The Return of the Christ. I mean Jesus. A prophetic experience. I was pulled out of my body by Yeshua, Jesus, many years ago and brought to the future. And that future is now. Shown things, and I was hyper conscious. I was super conscious. But I will tell that story very soon, and it will definitely be probably twice. The first one's probably going to be on Christmas Eve. You don't want to miss it. It brings me into the spirit of the very things I've been talking tonight. The Christ Mass, the true divine principle, the Christ principle, the Buddhic principle, the anything that can mean anything at all principle. We know what it's like to go to the principal's office when we were children. Well, this is a different kind of principle. Your ass won't be whipped or reprimanded, but will be commanded to become fearless. I'm not scared of anything except a few. Big dogs are one of them. When it comes to this nonsense out here in this world, I have absolute, ultimate, utmost trust, faith, comfortability. So to escape, that's not the right word. To become fearless, you have to move through the very things that we are afraid of. This dog thing I have, I'm not stupid. I may be crazy, but I ain't a fool. So when we look at the aspects of ourselves that are afraid, another step into becoming fearless. If we begin to see, if God is omnipresent everywhere, and said dog for Keith, and said non-trust relationship for Judy, or Jill, or Jane, or whatever it is your issue, is it possible? And I tell you it is. More so than it is possible. If God is omnipresent in that dog, in that non-relationship, or whatever it may be, we're not recognizing the beauty of God's power and expression in said experience. So what I am truly afraid of when it comes to this big dog situation for me is I am afraid of the power of God that expresses itself as big dog. It becomes easy. Now we just have to jump out of the moving, perfectly good airplane with a parachute. Song break. Be right back. Good to see you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hanukkah. Whatever the other holiday words and celebrations there are. If you're upset if someone's saying happy holiday season to you or Merry Christmas to you, you are missing the entire point. That's why someone lovingly gave you their heart when you cross paths at Walmart. I'll see you shortly. How about some Why Not Perfect in Every Way? Lavender Soul. Let me find this song. My neck stretch out like a peacock, like a chicken. Here we go. See you shortly.
Celebrate. There's a time to love and a time to trust and a time to know you are loved. Time to know you are loved. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way.
Welcome back to Center of Light, you sexy, beautiful human creatures. It's good to see you. Tonight is Center of Light, fearless. Do you often feel like when you touch those aspects of your powerful, illumined, lion heart self, that what you know as you simply disappears? Scary, I understand. It's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to lose your sense of self to find the self that you really are. But as you fall, because it's going to make you feel like you're tripping, into this divine fire of roaring, to become fearless. To become fearless means to become invincible. It means to become forever. It means to become nothing can touch me. I may lose my corporeal self, yes, under your samadhi, the cave of God. You go inside that cave, be it in the cave of in a Himalayan cave, or just doing the dishes, doing the laundry, making love to your spouse, whatever it is you're doing, gardening. You fall into that fire, you become fearless. Fire and fearless are synonymous in this way. And it feels like a part of you stepped into existence. Something walked in you, through you. Now it's going to do you. Can be scary shit. I get it. Whoa, what's this? I get it. Well, Keith, this is the fun I've been telling you about. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but it may be fun for you because you're used to it. I'm not used to it yet. I'm still trying to figure this not out, but figure it in. So what do I need to do? Nothing. I invite you to do nothing at all about it. Don't do anything about it. But how do I find myself, my balance? That's a good question. How do I find my balance? Well, in order to find your balance on the bicycle, you have to get on it and ride it for a while. Scrape your knee, really. Break a bone, if that's what it takes. Here's the beautiful thing about finding your balance analogously on a bicycle. You didn't ride a bicycle for 25 years, and someone says, when's the last time you rode a bicycle? And you say, 25 years, and they say, get on it. You don't forget how to keep your balance. You can never undo what you've integrated. Never. And it feels like an aspect of you has died. It's because an aspect of you has died. And the fearless one steps up, steps in, steps through, steps forward, inward, upward, forward, twaward. This is true Christmas. The Christ Mass is moving through here and now. Hello, beautiful Abigail. Kelly Bob. So from homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. The link to purchase this bestseller is in the forum, as well as you can leave me a review if you would please do when you purchase that powerful 30-year of my heart Christmas present to you. Analogously, we're going to play with Santa Claus. And I'm about to redo my props. I love changing my studio for the season, so it's going to be all reindeers and bows and all this Christmas garb. I love it. I love production. So from homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul, becoming fearless, feeling yourself, your real self, walk in, not as something you were not before, but when the walk-in happens, you know it's you. You just know. It's familiar. I understand that it's familiar. It's like leaving your hometown for 30 years. You moved away. You moved to Europe if you're from America or vice versa. You remember home. You probably even remember your phone number back in the phone on the wall dial-up days. But certain things you can't remember. It's a little strange. Your hometown has changed so much. Changed a lot. The staple of the hometown is still there. But the facade, the facing, it's all changed. Right? Here we go. My conversation with Spirit, Santa Claus analogy. Truth. I asked Spirit, which fears should I address first? Tonight is Center of Light, fearless. Which fears should I address first? The ones on the surface or my deepest ones? Honest question. Do not risk, Spirit responds, do not risk overloading yourself, Keith. But if you feel that you can tackle your deepest one now, then go for it, because it is your root fear that first filters your soul's light. Many of you move upward in consciousness. Here we go. This is when we have a step in, a walk in of who we truly are. And the part of you that you think is you or have known as you is going to die. My condolences. I will send you no flowers. You don't need flowers. You need to blossom and bloom and flower yourself. Do not risk overloading yourself, Keith, but if you feel that you can tackle your deepest one now, then go for it, because it's your root fear that first filters your soul's light. Many of you move upward in consciousness until you hit a belief barrier that keeps you from the next level. There you remain grounded in how you think things are. I'm getting jazzed up. I'm getting fearless. Remember I expressed earlier that we think love is this, and at our greatest description, and what fear is at our greatest description, and they're not that at all either. This is how we become fearless to find the true self, the fire. Many of you move upward in consciousness until you hit a belief barrier that keeps you from the next level. There you remain grounded in how you think things are until you can get yourself unstuck from your limiting beliefs, until you can see through your illusion of fear. Another major hurdle you must jump is your belief about Satan, that dark, the fear side we want to call, judge what we think it is. For many of you, just the mention of that name brings up a paralyzing, short-winded fear. But I am here to tell you that that devil is no more real than Santa. Both Satan, the father of lies, and Santa, fathered by commerce, are nothing but folklore. Tales of the devil have gripped people in a soul clutch so tight that they prefer to die believing he exists rather than release him back into the nothingness from whence the idea of such a one came. When held up against the truth of God, any devil is sure to lose. Whose side are you on? And I respond by saying, that goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. Truths. Spirit continues, as for Santa, if you ask a child, is Santa real? She says yes, even though he is not. Unlike children, you know the truth, but your knowing does not negate a child's reality, does it? And I say, no, not at all. But many may feel that what's being said here is not true. Yes, I know, another belief. Follow me on this one, Keith. By the time people reach adulthood, they know that the Santa story is fiction. Likewise, based on their own experience, the spiritually mature, no matter the age, know then to believe the story of Satan. But those who are spiritually still in their youth are not yet far enough along to see through and reject it. You might find it intriguing to see what happens when you scramble the letters in the word Santa. And I say, oh wow, it says Satan. Satan, I never noticed that before. Yes, it does, my friend, and it also makes a point. People believe that Satan, through his temptings, distracts them from God within. The same holds truth for Santa. Because their kids believe so strongly in Santa, many adults have become distracted from the true meaning of Christmas, Christ's Mass, the time to celebrate the birth of Christ within you. Many have forgotten that Christmas is not a time to receive gifts, but a time to celebrate your own gift. Nor is it a time to convince someone that they must give a gift, but to help them realize that they are the gift. Dearest, what I'm saying is what everyone should want for Christmas is presence. So to become fearless, it means that everything that you believe, don't believe, which is a belief itself, I don't believe in a something, is a belief in I'm not believing in that said something. You see, as Andrea said earlier, in the cave of Samadhi, the fire of God. I don't just go to church on Sunday, synagogue, or mosque. I am the living word. And my body, corporeal self, is the frame. And I put this movie into perspective by looking at every frame of my life, every aspect of my life, but not dwelling on the past, nor getting hyper excited with my tail wagging like a puppy dog about to be bought in a window about the future. But yet, in the broader sense of things, we can glance over the past and imagine the future presently. And then the Christmas tree of life begins to erect itself in all of its beautiful sacred ornaments, from the base of our spine to the top of our head. And the walk-in of your higher self, you're going to feel the aspect of you that is now dead. It's strange, I get it. But it's the most beautiful thing we've all been longing for. You see, sometimes when we want what we want and when we get it, we don't know what to do with it. Do we? Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And I think the most beautiful bang are in the ones that sometimes we don't. The things we're comfortable with, we're comfortable with. The things that we are not comfortable with holds a mighty power. Pandora's box, either way, this second, this minute, this hour. And it's waiting to shower all of us with divine liquid grace on our face so we can taste it. It's like eggnog or fruitcake, whatever it is you yearn, churn, burn, turn for in holiday season. So you see, for me, Christmas is not only about the birth and the future resurrection of one Lord, the Lord itself, which is the Christ. It's not Jesus. Jesus is not the Christ. Buddha is not the Christ. Krishna is not the Christ. The Christ is all of those who have risen to the occasion through all of the abrasion. And we're following suit. So Christmas for me is about Jesus' birth. Your birth, my birth, our worth on this earth. The Christ Mass, the Christmas, the present, the presents, spelled both ways. How do I become fearless? You don't become fearless. You already are fearless. You just need to pull the layers, not even pulling. That implies an effort, an action. I'm not saying don't take action, but it doesn't require an effort, as if you're going to effort to do a something. So what is it that I do? The something you do is really more of a nothing. It's the walk-in. You're not doing anything. Something else is transpiring. It's coming into your experience consciously. Well, that's something that is coming into your experience consciously. That something is always in your experience consciously. We're just not conscious of it. So it feels like a walking in or an out-of-body experience of it. But it's not. It's the very stuff that makes you who you are and keeps you sustained in this experience in the first place. So when we get all of that, the integration that happens is not so hiccupy. There's not so much of a hiccup to where it feels like a block into a state of consciousness and a block trying to gain my breath, gain my wits. It becomes more fluent. So in this integration process, it's like death. When we're more aware of our passing, the walking through the door in the opposite way, the better our odds and evens are that when we finally cross, that we're conscious, versus in a bandwidth that is just a little bit less or a little bit less. That's why it's important for anyone crossing in, walking into the door, being a walk-in to a new state of being, is that to be conscious as possible, meaning less drugs, if they can do it and tolerate whatever pain, God bless their beautiful sacred self. To be conscious. Even though you may not know what's happening, your level of choosing to be conscious, time doesn't exist there. So, walk-in. What is a walk-in? You were a walk-in on this planet. Granted, it's been many years ago. But you came from a realm of nothing into the realm of something. And now, at your core, you are still nothing. Isn't that something? You are everything. Infinite potential, pure possibility. That's how you will find your roar. It doesn't mean anything at all. What does life mean? Okay, tell me. You got my attention. Full attention. But does it really mean that? It may mean that for each individual. 8 billion of us, give or take. What happens when we take away all of the ideas of what we think anything can possibly mean at all? Then you become invincible, infinite, forever, fearless. There is a fire that not only lives inside of you, it's burning so erratically in chaotic, beautiful, divine order. The order for today is you will find order in chaos. When we find order in chaos, this speaks to a few of you, I know, because I've spoken to a few of you recently. When you find you want to be in chaos, you want to be in non-equilibrium. Well, Keith, what do you mean? Trust me, you're smart enough to find yourself in nonsense. So walk into the nonsense or the non-understanding or the chaotic and find order. When you do, you go, well, everything's normal. I'm pretty good with normal. Everybody likes normal. If this is all I can have, I'm good with that. Bullshit. You want more. You always want more. Everything always wants more. The universe itself is always about wanting and experiencing itself through everyone throughout the universe because it wants more. It wants more, and it wants more of us so it can actually begin to continue to expand, and these implosions and explosions of light. And we are the children of that is leading the entire way for the entire universe. The entire universe is the omniverses. This is no joke. This is the importance of the human dynamic. We are the prophecy of the entire, of everything that could ever be, at least for now, in this divine sea and ocean. Human birth and reaching the level of God realization is the pinnacle of everything that has been, is now, or ever could be. Change my mind. At the seat of the soul is what you call God, Creator, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, an ice cream cone because I love ice cream and it's on my altar and I want it every day. It's my Bible. I learn about ice cream because I research it, the origins, where it came from in all the different countries. Fearless. Roar. Are you roaring? 2022 is coming. It's here. Sounds like doom and gloom. It's about loom and bloom. Find yourself, because what we think it's going to be and who we think we are going to shake hands, hug, French kiss, and make love. What will that look like? It's going to be an offspring of your hybrid self. Happy holidays. Your love beyond measure.